Krew Season Podcast. We are back again. This is episode 44.
40.
There you go. Kenny T is in the building. OT is in the building.
Yes, sir.
Smooth is in the motherfucking building.
I'm D. Trill AC. This is another episode of the Krew Season Podcast. How you fellas doing on this glorious evening?
Lovely, baby. I'm ready to head to D-Town and get Matt towed back. He said he want to get there.
Let's go take two, 3 wine coolers, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
1 wine cooler.
1.5.
And a shot.
A shot of Sprite.
Tolerance done went up, bro. So you have the 3 bottles now of wine.
You know smooth, B. He start sweating and shit when he gets too much.
I'm done, dog. His eyes get big. Shot red, sweating. Nigga, you had 1 drink. I'm done, dog.
I ain't nothing all day. That's his favorite line.
You just had 3 cheeseburgers with us. What you mean you ain't nothing all day? I don't know, but I know I'm done.
I'm done.
That's why he ain't saying nothing.
I don't care about that.
Hey.
My stomach got the bubbling.
Hey. Y'all know I smoke hookah. I don't drink like that.
Wow.
You don't want to hear none of that shit.
They know I'm the best drinker at this table, man.
Oh, my God.
You know what I'm saying? Who the only one ain't never threw up? Me.
No.
Me.
No.
You gotta drink actual
I
alcohol.
hose my liquor. I hose my liquor. Who the one that missed the flights?
You ain't throw up in
Who
the-
missed
you
the
ain't throw up in
flights
New
on that
Orleans?
last thing?
You ain't throw up in New Orleans?
No.
Exactly. Yes,
I
you
didn't throw up in New Orleans.
Yes, you did.
No, I did
left.
not.
You left to go
leave
do
us
it.
to go lay down.
I had to go lay down. That's different.
And what else
Same
did you
thing.
do?
I used the restroom.
So it came out the other way.
Exactly.
It came out both ways. You
Hell no. But yeah, we about to go to Dallas and have a blast, man. We leaving in the morning. So we shooting a part a little early this week. I'm a little nervous about that. Because typically, man, right after we get done shooting, it's going to be a big
Well,
news
if you're
story
nervous,
break.
just get up. I handled everything.
You know what? Glad you said that.
The God is here. Thank you.
Take over.
Thank you. We ain't need his ass anyway.
Now, where were we?
Hell no. But yeah, so we getting ready to go do that. Shout out to all the Patreon members.
Man.
Appreciate y'all for real. Appreciate y'all for the support for real. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and please rate the show. Please. Means a lot.
Man, the subscription done basically doubled.
We had more than double. 262.
Yeah, shout out to everybody, man, that done jumped on board, that's checking out the video. YouTube community, I know y'all a little disappointed in us. I've been reading the comments, looking at the DMs and the messages, but it is what it is at this point.
The game is
And I think we set this thing up the right way, man. We gave at least 100 and some videos worth of free content, you know what I'm saying, throughout these years. So it was just time for everybody to keep asking why, and man, y'all don't think it's too soon?
Now, you gotta realize, man, we done went viral a couple times.
Yeah.
Goddamn me, we got videos on there almost at 100,000. Like my boy say, we gave y'all 100 videos.
Over 100 videos.
Over 100 videos.
Free content.
You get what I'm saying? And we ain't giving you no hour like the rest of these motherfuckers. We giving you 2 hours.
Right.
First off, we ain't even asking for much either.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, B said if we hit 5,000 subscribers, he gonna shave his beard off. Ain't that's what you said?
He ain't doing that.
That's what he said. That's what he told me the other day.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't matter. It'll grow back in 3 weeks anyway, but,
He said he gonna shave it off and keep it shaved.
Just 5?
Well, I ain't say that.
Just 5?
I didn't say that.
Just 5?
If we hit 10,000 subscribers, now go ahead on and cut it on off.
He
But
gonna get a Brazilian wax and record it. Record that
Hey, make sure the camera make it look like it's big.
oh my God.
motherfucker. That's as far as the Zoom go?
That's as far as this.
What is that, a Motorola? Zoom in more.
Everybody bought some motherfucking jokes today.
Lay on my stomach, please. Do something.
Hell no. But yeah, shout out to everybody, and again to the YouTube community. That's the way it's gonna be. But again, we giving y'all clips of content. It's still the irony of this shit is that we dropped a 30-minute video today, and that's half of most people's pods. Mm-hmm. That just go to show how spoiled y'all is, man. You know what I'm saying? But
That's real.
Again,
and if you ask me, 30 minutes was too much. 10 minutes.
He did say that too.
10 minutes, and cut it off at a juicy area, like O said.
say right in the middle of an argument.
Right in the middle of an
You
argument.
know what I'm saying? Right when we about to argue. Catch the full episode.
Like when the movie clips, the movie highlights.
Yeah.
But yeah, so but again, shout out to everybody that done converted over. You know, I know it's gonna be a gradual thing, but you know, eventually everybody's gonna migrate their way on over.
And it's
We
cheap,
make the
man.
price
$2, man. $2. We got a $2 tier, man.
Exactly.
Come on.
It's just for y'all. So today's docket, it's not really that full, to be honest, but we do have a couple things that we want to get into. First and foremost, shout out to the I'm Athletes podcast.
That's real.
Facts.
They recently had a major discussion. It was just about, you know, finances and how, you know, why the power structure is the way it is in the NFL compared to the NBA. Conversation got heated. You had to be living under a rock not to be done seeing this clip by now, but we're going to play it anyway, and I want the Charter Boys to respond.
Yeah, everybody got guaranteed contracts, and it's false. They do. Searching this, and I'm telling you, it's the truth. No, they don't. Not everybody that's on the NBA roster have a guaranteed.
There's two-way contracts. There's two-way contracts,
No, it's not.
and then there's
No,
the
no,
top
what I'm talking
dog.
about.
There's the top dog.
No, it's not. There's 4 guys on the NBA team that got guaranteed contracts, and everybody else can be cut today and don't got nothing.
And don't have nan dime.
Look it up. Look it up. Look it up. It's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed.
So who has a better structure, the NBA or the NFL?
Everything y'all saying is what I'm saying. It's now you finally got the Russell Wilsons of the world finally saying something.
Okay. Brandon Marshall was who was doing the most yelling here. He's standing up, veins popping out his neck, out his arms, out his head, and he's pleading the case that most of the contracts in the NBA are not guaranteed. He said that there's only 4 contracts on every NBA team that are guaranteed. The rest of them could be cut and they wouldn't get paid all of their money. What are y'all thoughts on that?
What's the facts? Is he right or is he wrong?
He's wrong.
He's wrong. Luke came on there and say, hey, you wrong, big dog.
Yeah, you're wrong. But I mean, the thing about those contracts I think he got his situation mixed up. Because the only contracts that are not guaranteed are I take that back. Even the 10-day guarantee, the 20, 30-day guarantee, that's guaranteed money. But I think the only ones that may not be guaranteed is, say, for instance, a player get hurt and they buy him out. Or something like that. But you have to negotiate the buyout. They can't just cut you and, hey, whatever, man, you out of there. Unlike the NFL, right? They have a certain amount of guaranteed money, and that's typically at the early parts of the contract. Say if you sign a 5-year, most of your guaranteed money is probably in the first 2-3 years. So after that, say you get to year 4 and you're not producing the way we need you to produce, you signed a $100 million deal, $40 million of it was guaranteed. I know we still owe you 60, but hey, you cut, and we don't got to pay you the rest of that 60 because it was only 40 guaranteed. NBA contracts don't work that way. If you sign a 5-year deal for $100 million, you getting $100 million. Period. Unless, like I said, you get hurt, and then y'all go to the table and, hey, man, I ain't gonna be able to play no more, or you want to retire or something like that. And it's like, okay, look, man, I'm ready to hang this on up. Can we negotiate a buyout or something, whatever? But again, you have say in it. NFL, you don't have say. You can wake up and see you've been cut on SportsCenter.
I hate that when I see players in the NFL though that outplay the contract,
right?
And they don't want to renegotiate the contract. That's fucked up.
Yeah, but I mean, I understand it though from a business perspective. It's smart. Say for instance, like a running back, right? The running back is one of the most beat up positions in the NFL. So you typically only get about 4 to 5 quality years out of a running back.
Maybe I think it's like 2 or 3 years. I think is the
right
max.
Right,
unless you're King Henry.
Yeah, unless you're Adrian Peterson or Frank Gore.
But King Henry only on 5. This is going to be his 5th year, I think. Yeah, 5th year. So, again, typically that's when the drop-off comes because you taking 300 carries, 200, 300 carries a season. You getting hit all 300 of them carries.
That's a different
on top of practice, on top of workouts.
That's if you King Henry. Ain't no other people running like that. So, right. Every other running back out there, they only lasted for a year and a half.
Right.
Zeke.
So it's like from a business perspective, your rookie contract, you a first round draft pick, you got 4 years and a team option for the 5th. So if we get to the 4-year contract and you not producing how you was producing, why in the hell would I pay you based on what you done compared to what I think you're gonna do? I'm not gonna extend the contract.
I'm talking like players like the Aaron Donalds or the Tom Brady's and all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like motherfuckers that overachieved on the 3rd year and you know they going out of the guarantee money. I think you should redo that deal.
Well, but most times they do. Extend those players.
That's why they go hard.
Yeah.
When they go hard, they're like, oh shit, yeah, we still got to resign them. If you go trash, they can be like, oh, I ain't got no reason to resign you.
Right.
You was trash your last year. Well, I'm gonna resign you. You obviously met your limit.
If I was one of them and they was trying to haggle me on the price is doubled. I ain't going down on it.
Well,
y'all gonna have to trade me.
A weekend away from the sub.
But yeah. But again, Brandon Marshall was arguing with Chad Ochocinco, and they had Andre Johnson on there and Channing Crowder, and he was loud and he was passionate, and he was wrong at the end of the day. He just could not admit he was wrong. I think by the end of the argument, him and Chad was agreeing, but he still was trying to argue. Like Brandon Marshall just seemed like the type of dude, he just always got to be right. As this type of person, he come off as to me, man. But you know, that's just my opinion. I ain't never met him, so I don't like judging people before I meet them. But that's just the vibe I get or whatever. But again, I think it was a dope episode. Did y'all watch it? Talked about it?
I stopped watching it when he started yelling.
I watched it.
I literally stopped it at that point when he stood up. I can't do all that.
You
yelling
can't,
and screaming. I can't do all that. That's too much for my mental health.
Well, I'm about to start yelling at your food.
I know how to mute the mics. Don't worry. But I mean, I think his point he was trying to make was that the money shouldn't matter for why you stand up for making a change in the league. I think that's what his point was.
Yeah.
And Chad Johnson's point was the money does matter.
Yeah.
And that's why there's a difference between the two.
Yeah.
But
thing is, we had a similar argument on here, if y'all remember. It was about like why people don't stand up in the corporate place.
I remember that argument.
Different things like that. Speaking of that argument, nigga, you was yelling that argument. But like I was saying,
because I knew my point. My
you
point
don't like
was
yelling
right.
though. Yeah. But no, I mean it's the same thing, and I think that's what Chad was saying, which is why I took his side on that, because I get it. Most players are not at a state to where like they can afford to sit out a full 16 paychecks and be cool. Because again, when you sign that rookie deal, it's not for that much money. But even if it is, that's your first time getting money like that. You've been broke all your life, and they just dump. I ain't even gonna go first round, top 3 pick. I'm going second round. They dump $5 million into your account. You know, Uncle Sam gonna take his 2 right off the top. You gonna buy your house. You got to buy your car, whatever. That money goes quickly. That's $5 million throughout the course of a season, and you get paid per game. So it's like, you saying, oh man, you should be able to just take the knee, man. Just sit down, ride for what you believe in. That shit all sounds good when you an elite player, when you a quarterback, when you an Aaron Donald, when you somebody like that, somebody that they are not gonna replace. Aaron Donald could go out there and knee every game. They not gonna tell him a damn thing. But if that third string defensive tackle go out there and take a knee,
good night, Irene.
Your ass will be cut by Monday morning. So it's like it's a gift and a curse, because it's like, you know, again, you want to ride for what's right, but you got a family to take care of as well. Most of these people got kids, 2-3 kids, a wife. They taking care of their mama. They taking care of their daddy.
They side chicks.
Yeah, side chicks too. But these chicks,
family members,
right? And you living check to check. It sounds crazy, but you are living check to check in situations like that. So, can you afford to miss a full 16 to stand up, just to stand for what's right?
I think the best way to do that was to plan it out for at least 2 years in advance. Say, hey guys, at the Player Association, everybody be here. This is what we gonna do. Have all your big time players, your all-star players there. That's where everybody come to see, because they gonna be able to do it. Say, hey, and this year, this is what we trying to do. We trying to get guaranteed money. We ain't trying to do this partial here, partial there. 2 years, save up your bread. Don't go out here balling and doing all you can, whatever that is. Save up your bread. In 2 years, we just not gonna play.
That right there sounds great.
It does, but see, it's
gonna take something drastic.
But you have. I think you have to do that, because if we keep on saying, you know, everybody can afford to do that, everybody can afford to do that, then you're never gonna get your guarantee. You're really losing out on yourself. So you won't be able to complain ever about not getting guaranteed money.
Some of those big players could.
Big players could do it.
I'm saying they could give the other players some money.
But I mean,
that's what I was gonna say.
You could give them money, but then there's always people out there that want to be greedy. What's the difference between you need more money and this person need more money?
No, I'm saying giving them money because they sitting out.
To hold them over.
Work them, you know what I'm saying? Work together, hold them over.
You got a player on the roster making $3 million for the year. Again, he's not going to see much of that money, but you got Aaron Donald making $20.
He's making $3 million in a year.
Mm-hmm.
He's good.
And in 2 years, he can't save up enough money after he makes $3 million in a year.
But I mean,
that's not my problem.
But you don't know who that man taking care of. You don't know how his family structures.
You better tell him go get a job.
I don't know.
A job.
Like I said, that shit.
I don't know who Aaron Donald taking care of. But see, it's the bigger picture. It's like saying, you don't know who he's taking care of. Okay, well, I'm trying to make sure that the next time you have to take care of somebody, all your shit is guaranteed. Mm-hmm. You ain't got to worry about when they say, hey, you getting $10 million, but only $3 million is guaranteed. Instead, they're gonna be like, oh, hey, $10 million is guaranteed.
So here's a question. Well, I want to make a point first, and then I want to make a question. My point is this: it's hard enough to get us four here every week to do a podcast. Mm-hmm. There are 53 players on each team. You multiply that by 32. I've been drinking a little bit. My math is a little off, but that's a lot of people.
You're right.
To get on the same page to do the same thing and sacrifice their money.
You're right.
To do it.
Okay.
So that proves to be very, very difficult. But my question that I want to pose is, say, for instance, we get everybody on the same page and work it out however way we can work it out. Sit out for 2 years, instead of the third, we go to the negotiation table, and it doesn't work. Now they done went 2 years without pay, and they'll probably be cut. Most of those players will probably be cut because we got new players coming in from the college that's going to replace them. Because they at the bottom of the totem pole. We're not talking about elite players. We're not talking about the top 10 players, top 12 players on the roster. We're talking about third-string receiver, fourth-string defensive tackle, the special teams linebacker. These people are what makes up most of the team. It's 53 players on the team. If it's 5 elite players, maybe 5. Some teams not even 5. 3 to 5 elite players on the team. That leaves 48 players who's not elite. Who's not making that money.
How many people need to be on the field at a time?
22.
5 or 11 on each side.
11.
Okay, so if you only got 5 players on the field, you ain't got no football game. So you can say, hey, we got these 5 elite players that we could put on the field that's going to be there for the next 3 years. But if I come to the new people coming in and say, hey, you might be a third string, you might be a second string later on down the line. But if I can get you this guaranteed money, they ain't going to have no football game if they only could pay 5 people.
I think they will. Because what they'll do is, again, they'll go to the Canadian League, grab players. They'll draft players. They'll bring in replacements. As long as you got your 5 elite, we can fill out the rest of this roster with whatever and still be competitive.
But they're going to be hungry for money.
But like I'm saying, you said if we got everybody on the same page.
Yeah, but that's everybody in the NFL, though. We talk Canadian League ain't got shit to do with that. Them college players don't care nothing about what y'all negotiating. My dream has been to play in the NFL. Now I got my chance. Now you saying that I got to hold out for money that I may not even see.
I think it would work. If you saying the NFL is having a sit out, the NFL is having a sit out. College players come in there, they just college players.
They gonna come in and play.
Hey, you come to the NFL, we having a sit out. Players Association, we having a sit out. Because I think that's a part of when you join the NFL. It's like a certain agreements you take in association with the NFL. Because I think if you play like a certain amount of years in the NFL, you still get paid for the rest of your life. I think that's actually a thing. Like when you kind of retire from the NFL, the more years you play, you get paid like a retirement, like a 401k.
Yeah,
in the NFL. So I think it's more to it on the business side than just, hey, when you come in here, you ain't got to abide by nothing that's going on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I agree with you. It takes 4 of us, but 4 of us ain't living. This ain't our livelihood.
True.
If you told me, hey, somebody offered us a $20 million contract, but we only guaranteed $5 million, and we the top podcast in the world, and I say, hey, for 2 years we gonna do this, and then we not gonna record till we get our guaranteed money. Can y'all save up for that? Would y'all do it?
You goddamn right. You goddamn right, because I know on the other side they banking, and I need a piece of that.
I mean, it's a piece of it.
I mean, I agree with you. It's going to be a hard step, a hard thing to do. But we say that just like with going athletes going to HBCUs. Why they don't do it?
Because they want the exposure.
Yeah, they want the exposure. Why don't you just say, hey, all the black athletes go to Go to HBCUs.
But it's hard to
get together. And people they want to talk about it. We want to talk about it. They do this for the black community, but nobody wants to lose out.
But that's the thing about being black. The society has set it up to where it's hard. We don't even trust each other. That's why when we get successful, you don't reach back. I'm happy to be here. I'm here. And that's what I'm telling you about the college players. Like, when they come into the league, if the owners say, because the league itself wouldn't shut down. Say, for instance, you got those 5 elite players that's willing to ride. Everybody else is on strike. The NFL will populate the roster with whoever wants to play. As long as I got Aaron Rodgers playing and I got Devontae Adams or I got Dak, Zeke, and whoever, you know what I'm saying? As long as they showing up, shit, we could fill out the rest of the roster with whatever.
I think they would sit out too. If the rest of their teammates sat out, I think they would sit out too. Because that'd be terrible in the locker room. If you tell me you ain't gonna ride for your team, you just riding for the money.
Yeah.
Let me. I'm glad y'all brought that up because recently we had protests going on in regards to how black people was treated. Right. Majority of the NFL is black. Right.
Oh, for sure.
So when it came time to take that knee, I didn't see many elite players taking that knee. Maybe I missed something. Maybe I was watching the wrong games. Did y'all see something?
I ain't see no elite players.
That's what I'm saying.
I didn't say it wasn't possible. I'm just saying, if you ain't, you can't talk about the process and not do it.
Right, and again, this is another. It's just like last week.
Action. I'm not saying this. I'm not saying that I agree with what you're saying, but I'm saying there's actually steps that you can do to make it a change.
Sure.
And that's what his argument was with Chad. That there's steps that you can do to make a change, and we're not willing to do that because of money.
One generation gonna have to sacrifice it all.
I'm telling you,
for the other generation.
If the whole team on the Dallas Cowboys would have took a knee, Jerry Jones wouldn't have done shit.
I'm telling you.
But he scared them money wise, and we are so money hungry that we was like, oh.
That's what I'm saying. If there was a plan in place, what you're talking about, and those athletes that have the money are able to funnel down some cash to hold the kids over or whatever it is, I think it would be more likely for that to happen.
You know how
but everybody's so hungry.
I mean, didn't the NFL have a lockout before?
Yeah.
For what?
But you know how big that'd be?
I can't remember.
It wasn't for no racist shit.
5-6 months, but they brought in replacement players and played the games anyway. Just like when the refs locked out, they brought in replacement refs.
And it was terrible.
And what happened?
Changed that shit around.
They changed it up.
It was hard. It was hard.
They was losing money.
Yeah, it was hard.
They was losing revenue. So, hey, they going to get a little bit of show, but shit, people want to see it. They want to. That's $1 billion industry.
You know how that'll look in the history books?
Yeah.
I know.
Like we took a stance like that. Them boys, all the people involved, will go down in history forever for changing.
Now, do I think it'll happen? No, but
no.
Which is what I was about to say. We saying the same thing, but that's what they was arguing about. Yeah. That's what the main argument about. Chad was saying, I don't see it happening. Brandon Marshall was saying, I'm optimistic because we got elite players finally speaking out on. But that's what we disagree. But as far as the practicality, of course, if we can get everybody on the same page, hell yeah, that'll make a difference. I just don't believe it's gonna happen.
I think you need maybe 40, not 50. 53. You just need 40 of the roster. 40 players for each team.
40 is a lot of people, man.
And that's the guaranteed superstars.
They ain't even got that many superstars.
And they gotta be.
But
white.
then they're gonna bring up the practice squad. So then you gotta tell the practice squad to sit out too.
They gotta be white.
These is people making
the mainstream white ones gotta sit out.
20,000
Tom Brady,
a month.
Aaron Rodgers, Andrew Luck.
But they
the top. I'm telling you,
they ain't doing that.
That's what I'm saying.
Is that gonna happen?
No.
Hell no.
Is it possible? Yes.
It's possible.
It's possible.
But it never happened.
Hell no.
Maybe. I've seen some weirder shit happen before though.
Yeah. Well, again, shout out to I'm Athlete Podcast, man. That was a dope ass episode. It was just funny watching Andre Johnson sitting on the couch because it started off a civil conversation and then it just turned up
out of his zone. He was like, "What the fuck? I ain't never coming back on this shit."
Hell no.